Hello caffeine fiends and welcome to another coffee review video for www.getbean.com. I'm Vince the Mean Bean Machine and today we're looking at Caravan Coffee Roasters Crosstown blend. Now, as you can see, we're trying out some new things here, so do leave your opinions in the comments below. Let us know how we can improve, how we can make these videos more exciting, shorter, more digestible, etc. But as you can see, we got a green screen, I got a mic, I'm going pro, baby. I'm not, no one's paying me for this. I'm still just a sad dude drinking coffee in his house. Anyway, we're looking at Caravan Coffee Roasters Crosstown blend because I aged last week, and as is customary, I received some lovely gifts, hence the mic and the green screen. But I went out and bought some nice vegan donuts for my colleagues at work. Just, I don't know, say look at me, I got old. But Crosstown Donuts do a lovely selection of vegan donuts and they can deliver to your door, fantastic. And they have worked with Caravan Coffee Roasters to create the Crosstown blend. Now that's interesting in and of itself because donuts and coffee is one of the greatest pleasures anyone can have in life. I will fight you if you disagree. But to get the right coffee blend is very intriguing in itself because donuts are quite sweet. You've got to have something that complements them but isn't that sweet in and of itself again. So, Caravan Coffee Roasters I got that right. Anyway, Caravan Coffee Roasters Crosstown blend, 200 grams. Tasting notes: pecan pie, baker's chocolate, allspice. So what's interesting about that is that they're all kind of very sweet tasting notes, bar the allspice, and they've been they're all very sweet tasting notes, and they're being very specific in terms of playing up this kind of confectionery idea. Pecan pie, not just pecans, not sweet syrup or whatever, pecan pie. Baker's chocolate, you know, and the allspice. So I'm expecting quite sweet but also quite dark from that. Something that hopefully goes well with milk because it'll be kind of rich and creamy. So that's what I'm hoping for. The price of that I think was probably just over £7, just over £7 for 200 grams. So usually you're getting 250 grams for about that price, but pretty ground, lovely. So what we're going to do, try it as the espresso, try it as the latte, see what we think. So let me just take a sip of my water. There we go. Now the espresso. Interesting, smells quite bakery-esque in and of itself. I wonder if that's the kind of the spice element of it. So I think they're really playing up this kind of bakery sort of idea. Now I've tried Caravan coffee stuff before. They used to, or I imagine they still do, work with the English National Ballet, and I used to walk past there on my way to work, so I'd pick up a Caravan coffee every day. Bit expensive, but good coffee. Anyway, here I am, about to try their espresso. There's a little bit of tartness about that, not massively. It's not massive, it doesn't prick the kind of tongue with major acidity. There's a little bit there, but it doesn't kind of spark and crackle. It doesn't kind of really sink its teeth in, as it were. You kind of go, oh yeah. But that kind of allspice, that there's almost something cinnamony about it. Now, don't get me wrong, they haven't put cinnamon in. Roasters that are just starting up that can't get a strong flavour out of their first few batches will quite often throw some cinnamon sticks into the roast, and that will kind of come out. So if you're trying a bag of beans and it tastes cinnamony, it's not necessarily a good bag of beans. They've just thrown cinnamon in. They haven't done that, but there is an element of that kind of bakery spice there. There's like a small kind of pinch I guess the dark chocolate is there, just sitting at the front of the tongue. The baking chocolate, very dark. I'm not getting that pecan pie particularly, but there is a smooth, syrupy feel on the tongue. So maybe that's what they mean. It's not a bad espresso, but it's nothing. Out of that, I'd kind of pick out and go, ooh, that was amazing. But it's not bad. It's nice and smooth. It's incredibly smooth, actually. So let's just finish that off. So yeah, there's a smooth richness. Not as sweet as I thought. I thought it would be quite sweet. It's almost like an orangey, light citrusy on the top of the tongue, but it's not particularly acidic. So interesting there, interesting there. So we'll give it a go as the latte. See if anything comes out with the milk. Now this, of course, is my standard oat milk. Oh wow, oh wow. So throw some oat milk into the mix and it almost has like this Easter eggy, the chocolate really comes through. I guess that's what they mean by baking chocolate. It's not that kind of, it's that almost that waxy chocolate you get with Easter eggs or on baked confection. So yeah, that really powers through. That's really impressive. Pecan pie, yeah, the sweetness starts to come through a bit more. I wouldn't necessarily label it pecan pie. The cynic in me suggests maybe that's a clever bit of marketing, but I understand where they're coming from. That sort of sweetness, syrupiness. Allspice, again, that's dancing around in there, but not too prevalent. Again, I'd say something more cinnamony, but I completely understand why you'd steer clear of labelling anything cinnamon in the world of coffee, because it doesn't have a good, you know, you mention cinnamon and coffee and people instantly go, naff coffee. This is good coffee. This is pretty darn good coffee, actually. Doesn't tell me where it's produced though, which is interesting. It's a blend of what we do. So it talks about, yeah, slightly disappointed. It doesn't tell me the origins, but how do I feel about that? How do I feel about this? Yeah, I think that would be great with donuts, and I think that's probably, or a sweet confection. It doesn't have to be donuts. Whatever pastry you choose, but I think that is almost entirely designed around pastries, which is understandable because they're selling it with Crosstown. It's the Crosstown blend. Part of me wishes I'd smuggled a donut home now to try it with that, but anyway, I'm going to go away, think about it, write up some thoughts, and we'll see what I come out with. Oh, it's been a long week. My final thoughts on Caravan Coffee's Crosstown blend, 3 stars. And the notes just being, it's very mild and unobtrusive with a sweetness that feels better suited to milky drinks. And feels designed to complement kind of donuts and cakes. Which makes sense because it is designed for Crosstown, I guess. And whilst pleasant on its own, it doesn't really stand out too much. So I gave it kind of 3 stars just because as a coffee singularly, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't stand out too much. But I think if I were to have that again with donuts, I'd be over the moon with it. But just, you know, as something that stands on its own, I'm only going to give it a 3. But thank you very much for watching. Do hit those like and subscribe buttons, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.